Yes. Any instance during your presidential tenure you think you could have handled better? Like, because you were the helm of the organization, right? It makes you more responsible. It makes you
Yes.
like you have to follow a certain structure, right? But when you're a flow tabler, when you're amongst the friends, right, you think differently. So any instance you can remember, like you can just think of during a presidential year that which is like really dicey for you.
There were a lot of, not lot, a couple of, issues that were very critical to the image of Round Table India in the international fraternity, and we had a, tough time fighting it out. But since at the bottom of my heart I knew that what we were fighting for was, not wrong, so I had the conviction to do it. But yes, unfortunately, I'm sure this is a common thing. When you get into that position, when you become the the president of Round Table India, there are instances where people whom you've been interacting with and working with for the last multiple years, they're used to seeing you in a particular way, that जो भी करेंगे साथ में करेंगे, या जो भी what they say I will listen, or what I say they will listen. But there come certain times when you're wearing that jewel, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
So there are occasions where the person in front of you, maybe a tabler who's been friends with you for many years, they may not be able to digest the fact that
being a friend, like how could he do this?
How can he say all these things to me, and ये तो चल जाना चाहिए था. So that becomes difficult.
So have you tried to resolve this thing after where you step down, like after you've handed over your jewel to the next president?
So
have you, like, is it resolvable? Is it resolvable? Like, I would say.
I think everything is resolvable, because whatever happens in tabling, good or bad, it's normally not for anyone's personal benefit. It's decisions that are taken as per the rule book, or things which, even if I want to do something in a particular way, if the blue book says that you can't, then I can't. I have to respect the office, I have to respect the jewel. So there's absolutely no way that you can go against it. But the tough part is convincing people that why you are doing what you're doing.
Okay, so coming back to the original journey which you started, like with the question we were talking about, the personal question of your journey, like, was there any other reason other than your professional or the personal, which made you change table from Kanpur to Gurgaon?
So my wife was already in Gurgaon much before I shifted. She wanted to do something professionally, and unfortunately Kanpur doesn't have too many avenues, especially in the IT sector. So she's been here since almost 2014-15, and the Gurgaon table, you know, had a circle also.
Okay.
It was formed, and she was a part of that family already.
Okay.
The last couple of years, you know, it was inevitable that there was going to be a lot of traveling. And
sorry to interrupt you. How many years did you spend in the Kanpur table?
I think 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Because only 4 years you have been in
Yes,
Gurgaon table.
yes.
Okay.
So I've learnt my basics of tabling from Kanpur only, and you know, it's a very old table, 1 to 5, and the square legs and all, you know, they've had a wonderful tabling journey, and they've taught me a lot. So yes, so because of the traveling and because my wife was in Gurgaon, so there had come a stage where for a couple of years, you know, I could absolutely not attend anything in Kanpur. Because everything mostly happens on weekends, and normally weekends I used to be here, and new tablers were getting inducted in Kanpur. So एक stage ऐसा आ गया था, there was a disconnect. You know, I didn't even know the new tablers who had joined.
Okay.
And it was getting difficult also to maintain the attendance, and you know, you want to attend an event that your table is doing, but you're sitting somewhere else, so it was getting difficult. And then eventually that was the thing, because I knew that the last 2 years the traveling is going to be again at a much higher level than what was happening earlier.
Okay.
And Delhi being Delhi was you know, probably the best option. And yeah, I had already, you know, built a very good relationship with the Gurgaon table.
Okay.
Since my wife Donna was already there, and I was, you know, I knew many of the old tablers there, so it was a very comfortable kind of a switch.
Okay.
So
perfect. So I guess you know 3 languages, right? How many languages do you know? 3 languages?
So English, Hindi, Malayalam would be the main.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you can understand a lot of languages.
So my next question is, like, any 3 particular messages you want to give to the upcoming tablers, and so that they can enjoy this beautiful organization. And you can say it in any languages in which you cover. It will be perfect, like if you can say one message in each language, so that you know it'll be for every tabler in every region.
You know, tabling karo dil se karo, because that is the essence. If you do anything from your heart, 99% of the times it comes out correctly. Because normally it's the brain that causes all the problems. Again, I would, you know, the message to the young tablers out there is that you cannot experience true tabling without traveling. You have to travel in your area, nationally, internationally also. You know, somehow I feel so sad that I started international traveling at a very late stage.
Okay.
It's only in the last 3 or 4 years that I've traveled internationally. Because we as members of Round Table India, there's so much happening in Round Table India that we feel ki itna kuch yahi ho raha hai, why do we need to go out? So, but it's a totally different world out there. You get to learn so many things from our international brothers. Time discipline is the biggest problem that I would say exists in Round Table India. For the last 12 years I've been seeing, and I still don't see I don't see any short solution for that. It's just in the mindset. International events also, we all party till 4 or 5 in the morning. But if the meeting is supposed to start at 9 a.m., 8:55, everybody's there in their suits, all the desk is ready, the laptops, everything, and they're fresh for the meeting. And you know, you start on time, you finish on time. So they, you know, work in the
it's a pattern
right thing, and they enjoy, they party when the time is to party. So that is one thing that I would really want to see changing in Round Table India, because especially in the big events, the national events, tablers are there in the property, they're there in the hotels, but just, you know, getting them out of their rooms, coming to the meetings, that really is a big problem for us. The mindset has to change. we are all professionals, we are all businessmen, we are all entrepreneurs. If we have a business meeting, if we have a flight to catch, we all reach on time. But it's just that somewhere that that fellowship and chalta hai attitude, that has to change when it comes to the business meetings. You come late to a party, nobody cares. But you have to respect, even in your table meeting, you know, if there are 15 members and 10 of them have reached, and you know the others have not reached, so you have to understand that everybody's time is important. You may be coming late for any reason, but the 10 people who have reached there on time, they, you know, must get that respect for their time. So whether it is a table meeting or an area meeting or a national meeting, we have to do that. That is something which I hope will change sometime in the future.
In Malayali also.
Okay. That's a little difficult. When you said that you're not going to let me prepare, I didn't know that it would be. Okay. So, tabling cheyanam, hridayatod cheyanam. So that also means if you do tabling, do it from your
we can correct the emotion. Yes.
So yes, I've you know, I feel so happy that, you know, when I go to Kottayam is my hometown. So the tables over there, they welcome you with such warmth and open arms that sometimes I also get confused, you know, which table do I really belong to. So I think that it definitely gave me an edge, because I've seen many past presidents. If you travel to the south, you know that, you know, once we get into that partying mode, then it's your local language that maximum you converse in. Here also, you know, in a meeting we may speak in English, but once the party starts, it's all Hindi. So if there is a person who does not know Hindi, then, you know, he will get lost. So similarly, when you travel to south, it's a totally different set of languages, and every state has got a different language. So somehow I feel that I'm a bit lucky, because I can be a part of those conversations. At least I can understand. Even if I respond in English, I can understand. I'm not completely lost. So I think that did give me a very, very you know, positive advantage when I was traveling to these areas. I did not have to stand out like a, you know, odd one out, that, you know, who doesn't know what is happening, and you need a translator all the time. So yes, but the simple language of fellowship and brotherhood, that, you know, transcends all languages, you know. So
I just got to know today that your new role after retiring would be an area mentor in Area 5. Yeah, is it true?
Yes, I would. You know, the experiences that you've gained over the last so many years, sharing it with whoever's coming up, that is, I think, the least that all the retiring tablers can do.
So as an area mentor, what do you have to say to inactive tablers or inactive tables?
Inactive tablers.
And inactive tables.